Shabbat Shalom to all of you. This is the second parasha from the Sefer Devarim, from the book of Deuteronomy. And Vaetchanan, I supplicate you, I beg you, I pleaded you, I ask you. It's basically Moshe Rabbeinu is asking the Creator to please give it the opportunity to go to enter in the promised land. And the eternal God, our Creator, blessed be His name, said to it, enough, Moshe, enough, I already told you. You know, for everything there is the time, for everything is to pass the baton to somebody else. And we are, one of the things that we are as a people, we are a continuing generations. We pass the baton to the next generation, and that is important. And that was the reason that for him was so important to give this valedictory speech at the end of his life. He knew that he was going to die, and he knew that he was going to pass away. He was going to rest, to be in resting with his parents, you know, his fathers. That's the way that the scripture tells us that we do not die, we continue living. You know, there is an eternity in us. How? Because we have been made to the likeness and image of the Creator, and what He has imposed to us is two sides. One, the temporal side, that we call it the flesh, we call it the body, the physical body. But there is something eternal, is the neshama, the soul. You know, and this is something that is going to be forever. Well, here is the point that I want to make for today. We are seeing right now that the world is going from chaos to chaos, and we're going through from destruction to destruction. We are from bad to worse. The truth of the matter, I have mentioned many times, that we as human beings, we are in the time that we are capable to destroy ourselves, the whole world. You know, the worst enemy of man is man. You know, the most destructive element that we have today, we are. Now, you have heard this, not only rumors, reality, wars, and a lot of things. You know, nations killing another nation, and all based on the religions, on the rights, on the territories, or imposing the ideas to others. We are living in a political situation that we have the very naive, supposedly liberal people, that they think the idea is to let people do whatever they want to do, and that's called the politics of appeasement. And the politics of appeasement is nothing new. It started from the beginning in the religious world, when the humanity, the human being, they created their own gods. And creating their own gods, they will appease their gods. You know, they will give sacrifices. And today it's almost the same thing. I'm going to sacrifice myself, my values, and my beliefs for you to be nice to me. You know, in order that you don't kill me or you don't destroy me. And what is happening is these people who supposedly they are going to be appeased, they get worse and worse and worse. You give them a finger and they take the hand. You give it the hand, they take your arm. You give it the arm, they take your leg. If you give it your leg, they take all your body, your heart and your head and everything else. These people are not happy with the way they are. The status quo for them needs to be changed, and according to their own understanding. And this is why it's so important to open our eyes. The naivete of the world, the Occidental world, is to the extreme, that they think that we pacifying, speaking nice, good words, nothing is going to happen. I'm going to let you do whatever you want to do, but don't touch me. And that is the worst thing that anybody can do. Moshe Rabbeinu comes from the times in the history in which, at that time, almost every nation had their own gods. nation believe that their God only has powers inside their territory. You know, if you get out of your territory, your God, another God, that was the God of that territory. And that way, that implanted idea of changing gods, changing the color of your robe or your whatever you were wearing. You were going from one country to another country, from one nation to another nation, and the only thing that you do is to change the colors. No, that was normal. Then for people today, that has not changed. Now the people say, you can believe whatever you want to believe, that's okay. No, but what is very interesting, they tell you in this way, my God is better God than your God. And for that reason, now you need to follow my God. And if you don't follow my God, I kill you. You know, that's what is happening today. No, from one side, one group say, believe whatever you want to believe. And the other say, thank you, but you're not giving me the right to believe whatever I want to believe like I believe. We are in that situation right now. And more we are falling in that trap. Let me read to you. We read to chapter 4, verse 4, that was the first aliyah. Let me read this for you to put attention. From chapter 4 of the Barim, verse 5, I'm going to start. Look, as the Lord my God command me, I have told you all the hukim and mishpatim, all the hukins, all the statutes and ordinances, okay, for you to observe in the country on which you are going to take and possess. Keep them, put them into practice, and other people will admire you and your wisdom and prudence. Once they know what all these ordinances are, they will exclaim, no other people is as wise, as prudent as this great nation. And indeed, what a great nation has its gods, as near as the Lord our God to us whatever we call to him. And what great nation has their ordinances and statutes as upright as the entirety of these customs, which I am laying down for you today. What introduction that is given to the people of Israel. This is the second generation. The first generation has already gone. And he's going to talk even later on immediately. He's going to make to them to remember what happened in the Har Sinai. Here is written the Har Horeb. No? And the spirit that they have. And he's telling them, you didn't want to hear directly to the Creator because you were afraid. And you asked me to be the intermediary because you were afraid to listen to him directly. Then you made me intermediary. You were afraid. But our Creator, what I was asking was not fear, was asking reverence and devotion. O sea, ahava. O sea, he wanted loyalty from you. And what your forefathers and you say, we will listen, or we will obey, and we will do it. We will do it and we will obey. You know, this is he is bringing them to understand something. In comparison to the other nations, where Israel went, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the only true God, was with them. And the rest of the world start knowing that Israel has something that no other nation had. We saw in the case of Baal, Bilam, you know, the Gentile prophet who tries to curse Israel and he was not able to do it. But they trying to destroy Israel, and Israel was always protected by the Creator. This thing that we are seeing has not changed much. Even they are here going to tell us that at the end, he's going to say to us, Moshe Rabbeinu, even when you fail, our Creator is going to take you all over the nations. But if you do teshuvah, if you come back to Him, He will always receive you with open arms. The Creator is always there because His word is forever. But what is happening today? Because we need to examine the situation today all over the world. You know, first of all, it's being Israel or Legoyim. And this is something very sad for us, Jewish people, to see that that's not the case anymore. We see that they have certain glimpses of goodness and bright. But what is the greatest mistake of Israel today? They want to be like the other nations. And they are a unique nation. And they have forgotten that instead to be like the other nations, they need to be like them. We are the example, not the other nations. The other nations have very little to give it to us. Because the Torah is the basis for all the constitution of the world and for the reality of judgment and for the reality of making right forever. Justice for everyone. We are living in times in where we are backwards. We are doing what we call it the appeasement, to trying to make everybody to feel nice and good, you know, thinking that is the way that, calm down. And we doing that. We are allowing these people who we say calm down to think they are right and we are wrong. And they take us as weak. And they think they can do whatever they want to do with us. But the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will never allow that, in spite of ourselves. Moshe Rabbeinu is speaking to a generation, and he says, this you are going to teach to your children, children, and to the rest. What is happening? You see, I have been asked many times about religious questions. And one of the things that we need to know is that today, the three major religions that they come from the Torah are Rabbinical Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. They want it or not, there is the basis where they come from. But the true relationship with the Creator is neither of the three. It is biblical Judaism. And what I mean with biblical Judaism, what I mean is to go back to Torah and not to what man has done. And here's the key. In this first parasha that we are in the parasha, the first aliyah, we read in chapter 4. And let me read it from verse 1 through 3. And now Israel, all these hukim and mishpatim, which I am teaching you today, so that by observing them you may survive to enter and take possession of the country which the Lord your God of your fathers is giving to you. That the promise of God is there, that gave it to our fathers. Verse 2. You must not add anything to what I have commanded you, and do you not take away anything that has given to you from it, from the commandments, that the Lord your God just as laid down for you. you can see for yourselves what the Lord has done about the Baal Peor. And he is to tell you what happened to those who goes away and far from the Creator. Here is a very interesting key to understand today. You're going to see that right now, you go, I call it the market of ideas, where you go and everybody put it in their tables. And then it's like, I don't know, you have seen that you have gone to some places and sometimes for young people, they have a special, like a flea market, but no, but it has special places for finding a job. And and different companies come and they want to get the best people. Then they offer them a lot of things. They put it there, what they do, how they pay the workers, how they treat the workers. And then these new future employees, they had the choice. I'm going to choose the best company. Well, today is something similar with the religions. They put you there in the tables, and you start checking who offers me more. Which religion gives me more? Which gives me more benefits? Because I need to know my benefits. No? It's like I am working for this guy, I need to see how much he's going to give me back. No? Then I choose about what are my benefits. I'm always checking what is the best for me. Because what happened there? I am the center of the universe. And we forget that the center of the universe is our Creator, blessed be His name. Now, we have been duped, because there is no other word. Because you are going to find 1,000 plus 1, 1,000,000 religions, and each one of them, they have something good to offer you. And you can fall for something. But the truth of the matter, that there is only one God. Interested in this parasha, in chapter 6, we are going to have this beautiful blessing. And we have Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. And it's very interesting. How depending which religion you come from, how is religion interpreted according to the previous ideas and the previous theological ideas. Each one is going to tell you what it means. And you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand that what the Creator is saying, there is no other God beside me. I am the only one. The other one don't exist. The proof bluff. But he's telling them, the people of Israel at that time, you are coming from a society, you are coming from nations that they believe in anything. But right now, you need to stop that. And I demand from you loyalty. I demand from you that you follow me and do not follow others. What we have done at this time? Let's examine for the sake, only for a few seconds, what is going on right now in Israel. Are we united as a nation? Everybody follow the Creator? Everybody believes in Him or follow Him? No. We are full of superstitions. We are full of hocus pocus. We are full of so many things. And each one is going to tell you what is the right way to do certain things. Like the Creator is more interested in how many steps you take than what is in your heart. Like He can be fooled by your appearance. And we practice this over and over again. We have become the greatest hypocrites in the world. Because we say something and we do totally the opposite. We are in the generation, I call it the generation of the cosmetics, the generation of fooling others if it's possible. The generation that there is no any longer honesty. That word is not existing in our dictionary. We're in the generation that hypocrisy is a virtue and honesty is a vice. You are condemned for being honest. But you are elevated. You are a hypocrite. Look at the politics today. Look about the political correct. Look at about the theological correct. Look at about the sociological correct. And not only that, but as humans, we have changed the Word of God. And we have made the Word of God to be wrong and the Word of man to be right. That's why we are living in such chaotic times. And we can point our fingers to anybody. But remember, when you point one finger, three comes back to you. Remember that when you call yourself holier than thou, maybe there is something wrong with you. Because the only people that really can walk close to God are those ones who humble themselves before Him. No, they are not stuck up. They are not like a big, like a pickup. Totally the contrary. They go down. We are living situations that are very, very hard. Moshe Rabbeinu is telling the second generation, do not do what your parents did. And follow the Creator, your God. Hold on to Him. Don't invent new things. Don't twist the Word of God. Don't make it something that it is not. Don't put rules and regulations that the Creator has never given to you. Don't make anybody more difficult to live a life with the Creator. Totally the contrary. The Creator is the open arms receiving you, not making say you cannot come. You don't need to bribe me. You don't need to buy me, say the Creator. Because you know what? He knows our hearts. He knows our inside. And He knows better than anybody else who we really are. To the point that He even knows better about ourselves than us. We're getting into the point right now. How many times I have received and said, Rabbi, I can do this or I can do that. Rabbi, it's okay for me to do this or to do that. And I always say, what do you think? What you are telling yourself? What do you feel? What do you think? I am your conscience. Each one of us, we need to make our decisions. You know, what happened is we have heard so much from so many quarters. This religion says that you cannot do this. This religion says that you cannot do that. This religion says that this is okay. This religion says that this is not okay. You know, and you get confused. Every religion is going to tell you that they are right and the others are wrong. And the way of justice is the perfect one. Because God gave it to them. And I ask you, which God? Because my God, the God who revealed Himself in Har Sinai, the God that talked to the people of Israel and showed, doesn't say that. No, but you don't know that here you interpret in this way, and you look at from here, and you see in this way. Give me a break. I am very, very simple person. I am not that complicated. You know, we need to follow Him for what He say, not what somebody else told me that He say. There is a difference between biblical Judaism and rabbinical Judaism, between biblical Judaism and Christianity, between biblical Judaism and Islam. Rabbinical Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, all of them are man-made religions. All of them has been built up by men. The direct revelation of the Creator is for all humanity. And the failure of Israel, it is not only that they didn't follow the true God. The great failure of Israel is that they needed to be Orlegojim. At the beginning, our father Abraham was giving. All the nations of the world will be blessed by you. Whoever curses you will be cursed. Whoever bless you will be blessed. Our Creator doesn't change his mind. And we are seeing that way. But let me ask you this question. If you are a representative of the Creator, and you yourself are doing the opposite of what he said to do, or you say, you know what? He committed a mistake. Now we are going to arrange it. Because here say, you are people, you don't have the wisdom that the people are going to call you wise. The other nations are going to exalt you because of the righteous teaching that you have received from the Creator. And I'm going to tell you right now, you know what? I need to apologize for the Creator because he committed a mistake. You see, I'm going to start. He didn't create men and women. He created a mix. What happened is that we misunderstand him. You know, I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you, I need to apologize. You know, he didn't say that we can kill anybody. No, he said only that you need to be sure that when you kill them, they're very dead. No, that's all. We have changed so much, because we now apologize for what the Creator said. Most of those defenders of religion, they need to apologize for the thing that supposedly looks like they're from another world. Here in chapter 5, Moshe Rabbeinu again is going to enunciate, and he said the 10 words, the 10 commandments. And he's going to speak to us back again. Look at the beauty of the 10 commandments. Because the 10 commandments is the basis for everything. You don't need to be, again, a rocket scientist to know that this is a basis for life. You follow these 10 commandments, you have everything. And here, in this portion of the Barim, you are going to have repetitions of 3 words. Mitzvot, Hukim, and Mishpatim. And that's going to be developed during all until the end of the Barim. The mitzvot, considering the basic commandments, is the relationship that we have with our Creator. And the first 3 commandments, the 3 commandments that our Creator is giving to us, is in relationship with Him. And in other words, if you do not have a good relationship with the Creator, how can you have a good relationship with yourself? And how can you have a good relationship with others? Then everything starts who make you or you make yourself. Because there are many people who they come from someplace else, no? There are some people that are Martians and the other people that come from the animals or monkeys or whatever. They have this idea. But to me, I was uniquely created by Him. Blessed be His name. He made me as me. And I don't need to be like anybody else. That is the first mistake of many men that are imitators instead to be themselves, the best what the Creator has done for them. He said, in these 3 commandments, the first commandment, what He's telling is, the first one is not He only that He's a God of history. That means that there was a time that I came to you and delivered you. But I showed the power that He is the only true God. And He defeated all the gods that man has created. They couldn't face Him because He is the only true God. The second commandment is very simple. He said, don't be so dummy. I'm sorry I use this word. Don't be so naive. Don't create gods from other things. Don't create a human being, your God. What? People don't like that. Don't create an animal, your God. Don't create anything in the nature to be your God. Pantheism. And what the religions are? They have created their own gods. Third, this is one that sometimes is misunderstood, even by our own sages. Do not use my name in vain. You see, here doesn't mean that you do not pronounce the name of the Creator. What it means it is you don't dare to use the name of God for something that is not true, for something that is not coming from Him. You know? That's what it says. It is not that you cannot pronounce His name, you cannot bless His name, that you cannot pronounce. That was totally religious creation. To the point that it's such a religious creation that today, most of the experts in Hebrew, they don't even know what the real pronunciation of the tetragrammaton, the Yud, Het, Vav, Het. Why? Because it has been taken away from the people not to pronounce it. And you do something good, supposedly. When you are worshiping the Creator, why you don't use His name? That is wrong. But that is a creation. But this, you see, the Creator, first of all, my relationship with me, say the Creator. The second part, the second Ten Commandments, that the Creator will call it hukim, ordinances. That doesn't have a very clear understanding of what they come from and what is the benefit sometimes. One of those is the Shabbat. You know, if you look at the Shabbat was given for your own sake. Most of the people interpret it just in the opposite way. I keep the Shabbat for the sake of God. Let me ask you this simple question. Does God need your Shabbat? Does God need that you keep the Shabbat for Him? It is for your own good. It's for you. I always say to people when they don't want to keep the Shabbat, I say, no, I need to do this, I need to do that. I say to them, every day has 24 hours. And I can assure you, if you have problems this day, the next day they are going to continue. They won't leave you alone. And then if you have a problem on Shabbat, don't worry, put in pause. Because the next day is waiting for you. It's not going away. And you can enjoy a time of peace and a relationship with the Creator and with the people that are with you. And this is the fifth commandment, is the tricky one. Honor father and mother. Because doing that, your life is going to be extended. As a counselor, as a rabbi doing counseling, I have faced many cases, very sad cases, by the way, of children that have told me, my parents don't deserve any respect from me. They have told me, I prefer not to be born to have these parents. And it's sad, but it's true. I always say to them, you know what? You need to be grateful that you receive the gift of life. And don't worry, our Creator is the one that is the one that's going to make it right to your parents. The Creator say, you need to honor them, but you know why? Because this is a projection. Because God is our Father. God is our Mother. She's our Creator, all things. And honoring our parents, we are honoring Him. The rest is up to Him. Do not cross the line. Because doing that, you destroy yourselves. Many people, many young people, many children has learned this lesson, and they have been able to live a better life and fulfilled life. And finally, the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 commandments. All of them is a relationship between me and them, between myself and my neighbors. And this is the part that we consider as the most, they call it mishpatim, no? Hukim, that we don't know exactly how to put it. And then mishpatim, the judgments, the basic rights that we have and the rights of others. And the first one that he started is, you shall not kill. In other words, no kill. You shall not commit murder. It's the respect to our human beings. And then respect to the others, and to do the things in the right way. Because my rights end where the rights of somebody else begins. And a mutual respect is what enhances society. But when there is no respect of the values of each other, that's when destruction comes. Our Creator didn't make me a judge. He is the judge of all over. I can give my opinion, but I don't have the right to judge. I can tell people honestly what they are doing is not right. What my understanding is that they are doing wrong. But it's up to each individual to decide what they are doing is right or wrong. There are many people that do not want to see the truth. Our Messiah Yashuv say this: there is no worse blind than the one that doesn't want to see, and there is no worse deaf than the one that doesn't want to hear. Moshe Rabbeinu put these things in the hands of the people of Israel, and didn't say to Israel, keep it to yourself and don't give it to the others. Totally the contrary. We needed to give it to others. Because what is say here? Read again at the end. Verse 6. Keep them, put them into practice, and other people will admire your wisdom and prudence. Once they know what all these statutes are, they will exclaim. Once they know. Let me ask you this question. How they can know if we don't tell them? You see, the religion today tells us that is our best well-kept secret. And that is only for us. It's not for the rest of humanity. Let me ask you this simple question, rhetorical but a simple question. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is only God of Israel? Because that's the mentality of those times. But we have evolved. Now we understand better. It's totally the contrary. There is only one God, Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. There is no other God beside Him. Then why we are so fanatics to say that the Torah is only for us? Interesting enough, other religions follow that. And they say, that's legalism, that's it for only the Jews, and this is not for us. We have been liberated. Now we are free, and we are under grace. Grace of what? Grace to do whatever you want to do? Grace of saying that I don't need to obey any longer the Creator. Grace because now whatever I do, somebody else is going to pay for my problems. I don't need to worry. Somebody else is going to pay for me. That's not grace. That's being utilitarian. That's being sinvergüenza, shameless. When the people use other people for their own benefit, they're utilitarians. How many of us we think that we are using God, blessed be His name, for our own needs? How many of us we only remember the Creator when we are in need? Somebody said to me not long ago, I don't believe in God, but you know what? I recommend you to pray for this. If he doesn't believe in God, to whom to pray what? We are living very, very difficult times. And we are going through our own self-destruction. Because more and more, we are trusting in ourselves than trusting in the Creator. And we as human beings, we have shown through history that we are not trustworthy. We have failed from generations to generations to generations. The Torah teaches about Israel, but the word itself is the same. Not long ago, I was having a discussion with somebody telling me that Islam today is barbarian and they're killing a lot of people. You know, the religion of killing. And I say, be careful when you talk about one religion alone. Look at the history. Christianity was not a simple religion. Christianity destroyed our people, persecuted our people. We have forgotten about the Shoah, just recently, the pogroms, the Inquisitions, all of them under the banner of the cross. Are we forgetting that they were worse, more bloodthirsty? What about in the India, you know, the fights among themselves, the Tamils and the other ones, and then you have the Hindus and the Muslims, everywhere. All the religions are blood. Even in our Judaism, you know, we have had people that they have called them the following the misunderstanding about Pinchas. We have had our mother Pinchas. You know, they're trying to kill him, and now you see a developing of hate more than trying to talk to each other. By the way, I am not condoning the terrorist behavior. But hating them more won't make it right. Because hate over hate never ever happened anything. And the saddest part, for example, in the middle of Israel, in Palestine, the Palestinians are teaching their children from birth to hate us. And we need to respond to that. And that's sad enough. You know, when Madame Mayer met Saddam, the president of Egypt, Sadat, and he said, where we are going to try to sign a peace treaty, something like that. He said, you know, I don't hate you because you are killing our children. I really hate you because you have made me kill your children. It is time that we look at what Moshe Rabbeinu is giving to us in these chapters, about that we need to bow ourselves and to really come back to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to follow his 10 words. That's the basic constitution. If you follow those 10 words, you have a lot to win and nothing to lose. And you're going to plant a little bit of peace, a little bit of shalom. I can tell you one thing. We are in such chaotic situation that only our Creator can put it together. Shabbat Shalom.